Hey guys, this is your girl Bianca. Welcome to Neurotic Sanctuary, where I help high achieving women really create systems, flow, connect with their sensuality, decolonize from the systems that are in place in order to really thrive and achieve and succeed and also lead in their calling and their missions. So today I wanted to talk about how to create systems when you're tired. Okay, most of the time we feel like we cannot. We just gotta wing it. We just gotta let things happen. We just gotta let things flow when we are tired, right? We just throw stuff at the wall and just hope something sticks in order to make our dreams happen, right? And most of the time, honestly, most of the time you could wing it and it can work. But if you're really trying to level up and not be exhausted all the time, this is how you can create systems when you're tired, okay? So one, you start noticing your natural rhythmic circadian rhythm type of patterns that are happening in your life, okay? Instead of trying to be like, okay, I need to learn a new system or learn a new framework or learn a new flow or learn a new something, just actually see what's happening in your reality now. Notice what's happening now in your everyday life. And yes, it might seem that it's not working because you're tired and maybe you're getting the things on your to-do list done, or maybe you're like constantly like creating new things in your system, in your world. But I would just say the first step is to see what patterns are already working. There are things that are working that you're just not doubling down on. So it could be I wake up at a certain time and I really like this time and this energy and this flow that I'm doing it. So if I do this every single day, this might actually help me more. Or these foods help me with this, or being around these people will help me with my energy, or listening to this podcast, or doing this system works for me well, or when I'm on my cycle, like doing these things help me. So notice what are your natural rhythms, or even something like I fall asleep at this time and I like working at night, or I like working during the day. Just see what naturally happens, okay? The first step to really, really thriving in your life when it comes to, achieving in your dreams and reaching your goals and being decolonized and being connected to your sensuality and being connected to freedom and choice, whatever, freedom in general, is this essence of you already embody a part of this, right? There's an aspect of you that already exists in that reality. There's an aspect of you that already lives in this. And that's why it's calling you all the time to come closer, come closer, come closer to me, because I'm already here. So just give me some space to allow me to exist with you, right? So that's part one. Notice what's already happening. The second part, I would say, that changed the game for me when it came to this silk hour reset situation was anything that's making you feel contracted, you go ahead and put it to the side. For a bit. It doesn't mean forever, but anything that's making you feel contracted, making you feel heavy, making you feel like you're having to work 1,000,001 times to think about the thing, to feel the thing, to physically experience the thing, like go the other way for a little while and see what happens. Essentially, I am also saying set boundaries when you feel contracted, because our bodies are powerful, our minds are powerful. God is also guiding us. Spirit is guiding us everywhere that we need to go as well. So there's already stuff happening around you, but it is up to you to honor that, to listen to it. So if you hear a no in your body, say no. If you hear a go here and do this, go ahead and go there and do this. It's actually very and if you feel, it's literally like I feel a yes, or I feel a no. And so when I feel a yes, like I do this, and when I feel a no, I do that. That's it. Don't make it so complicated. And the reason I'm giving you such simple in the context of like when you're a high achieving woman, these things are not simple. Noticing like what's happening in your everyday and tracking it and logging it and seeing the patterns and noticing that's a bit complicated because you get comfortable in that. The second part, really learning how to say yes and learning how to say no, you're saying yes to the person that you're meant to be. You're saying yes to your calling, and you're saying no to the person that you're not meant to be. So being able to do that is actually, it's the logical aspect of it is simple, but the energetic aspect, the subconscious aspect, the ancestral aspect is not as easy to do that, okay? So I want you to know from that standpoint that these are the reasons why you're tired, by the way. The reason I'm saying create the system, first notice what system you're doing, and then also from noticing what system you're doing, you're going to essentially start saying yes and no in your life, and then you're going to physically create the system. So that could be, you could physically create like a calendar, to-do list, the timing of whatever, a wellness plan, a certain flow that you do, a certain ritual or system that you do, a certain way of praying and connecting to God that you do. You're going to create those systems within your life, right? But it first starts with noticing where you're at, and then saying yes and no to the things that make you feel contracted and the things that make you feel expansive. And then you do the due diligence of creating the tangible systems within your world. So what is an example of creating a tangible system that works for you as an ambitious woman? That can really help you, reset. Because this is about resetting. This isn't even about like really getting to your goals, which you will get to the goals naturally by opening up space. But this Silk Hourglass reset is really about resetting from burnout, resetting from the old systems, the decolonial systems, the systems in the world that are stopping you from really, quote unquote, stopping you, because it's an illusion that they're not really, they are stopping you, but they're not, because you do have a choice, because we're in a new day and age where you can think and be and live in the life that you want to live, right? So with that, I want to say that creating the systems. So certain systems for me is focusing on the nervous system, healing the nervous system, which is really like coming from survival mode. You feel fawn, flight, freeze, all those types of responses in your body that will hinder you from really allowing yourself to feel safe in this new essence of you, in this new environment of what it is that you're wanting to achieve and cultivate and create. And so really focusing on healing the nervous system. So creating that first system within yourself, a healed nervous system, right? And then the other part of the systems is like creating daily systems that work. So whether it's a calendar, whether it's a wellness practice system that you incorporate, or a health system, or a food system within your body that you create within your reality. And also like even a prayer or a time where you're talking to God and you're really creating a spiritual system and a spiritual practice that you are able to really tap in with the mind, body, and spirit. These things actually come last, okay? Most of the time people are thinking that the systems come first, and I'm like, the reason why you're tired is because you're not focusing on the first two things. You're just trying to be like, I need to just create the system. I need to create the calendar. I need to check the things off my list. I need to do more. I need to succeed more. I need to make this 100K or $1 million, or I need to create this album, or I need to create this book, or I need to create this community. But you're not focusing on the other stuff, which is the foundation of everything, the awareness, right? Because even the nervous system stuff, the nervous system work, I'm like, you can't even work on the nervous system work until you know what in the world is going on in your reality first. And then second, the other second part that I forgot. Sorry, I'm just enjoying my time. Anyways, so the middle part, which I've said multiple times, and then it comes to the nervous system part after that, or the systems in general. Okay, so today I just want you to focus on what can I do and what is happening in my reality, and then how can I get to the point that I'm grounded enough, to say yes and no, right? I'm grounded enough to say yes and no to the stuff that's happening in my world. I'm looking at the camera. I hope I've been looking, but anyways, to say yes with my body as it feels expansive, or say no when my body feels contracted, and just leave it at that. And notice like what's happening in my body. Notice how to clear the space in my world naturally. Because the moment that you clear up all of that stuff in your reality, then you can implement the new systems in your world. Okay. So if you feel called to this, if this resonated with you, I do have a 3-month Silk Hourglass Reset program. It's a high performance wellness program for high achieving women who really are kind of not tapped in, not connected to their bodies, and really want to kind of like reset to amplify their productivity, to create more systems in their reality, to really start living in a whole way, living in a way where you're connected to your feminine energy, where you're decolonized from the systems in your world, whether it's internal systems or external. Okay. And yeah, if you feel called, I have a Silk Hourglass Reset sales call that you can click the link below and join me for that, to learn more. And yeah, I hope that I will talk to you soon, and I hope you guys have a great day. Okay, bye.